Dear students, today's topic of my lecture, alternating current, part 2. So what you have to learn in the part 2, that is here, LCR series circuit. So today we have to discuss LCR series circuit, and in it we have to find out the expression for impedance. And after that we have to discuss some conceptual problems. So you see here the LCR series circuit means a AC circuit with inductor of inductance L, capacitor of capacitance C, resistor of resistance R in series combination. So for that purpose, we consider an inductor of inductance L, capacitor of capacitance C, and resistor of resistance R are connected in series with an alternating source of EMF E. As you can see in the diagram, this is the inductor of inductance L, and this is capacitor of capacitance C and resistor of resistance R. They all are connected in series with an alternating source of EMF E, is equal to E naught sine omega t. Now we say that the applied EMF appears as voltage drop VR, VL and VC across R, L and C respectively. Now in R, as we already discussed, the current and voltage, that is alternating voltage and alternating current, they are in same phase. You can see here the phasor diagram is here. So VR is the voltage drop across to the resistance, I is the current, so they are in same phase, so both the phasor are along the same direction. Now in inductor of inductance L, alternating current lags behind the voltage by the phase angle pi by 2. So you can see here this red line is the phasor of current, and then in case of inductor, current lags behind by the phase angle pi by 2 to the voltage, or we can say that alternating EMF or the voltage leads the current by the phase angle pi by 2. You can see here it is a phasor diagram for inductor of inductance. Now in case of the capacitor, alternating current leads the alternating EMF by the phase angle pi by 2. Then you can see here Vc is the voltage drop across capacitor, and then phase pi by 2, by which voltage lags alternating current, or alternating current leads the voltage by the phase angle pi by 2. So this is the phasor diagram. Now here we are assuming that VL greater than VC. So when VL greater than VC, then you can see that this portion that becomes VL minus VC. So we have to use this concept in impedance triangle. So you can see here, as we are saying that VL greater than VC, so that the net voltage drop across LC combination, that becomes VL minus VC. That becomes VL minus VC. And that is represented by AD in the impedance triangle. This triangle is known as impedance triangle. So you can see it here that AD is VL minus VC, AC is VC, and AB is VL, and this OA is VR, which makes an angle phi, that is the phase angle, and then OD is the maximum EMF, and this line also represents maximum current. So we have to find out impedance in LCR series circuit. Impedance basically the total effective resistance produced in LCR series circuit. So that we have to calculate in terms of the resistance and inductive reactance and capacitive reactance. So we have to use the impedance triangle and simple concept that we have to apply Pythagoras theorem. So OD square equal to OA square plus AD square. So you see here, then OD is E naught and OA is VR, AD is VL minus VC. So that becomes E naught square equal to VR square plus VL minus VC whole square. And that can be written as, by removing the square, then E naught equal to under root VR square plus VL minus VC whole square. Or we can say that E naught equal to, in place of VR, VL, VC, we have to write these equations or these quantities in terms of the current. So E naught equal to under root I naught R square plus I naught XL minus I naught XC whole square. So further, now you take I naught square outside the under root and you will get I naught. So E naught equal to I naught under root within bracket R square plus XL minus XC whole square. Rearrange it, that is E naught upon I naught equal to under root R square plus XL minus XC whole square. Now this E naught upon I naught, maximum voltage upon maximum current, that is equal to the maximum resistance. So that is known as impedance, represented by capital Z. So capital Z equal to under root R square plus XL minus XC whole square. So this is the expression for impedance in LCR series circuit. Now XL and XC you have to write in terms of the omega, that is in terms of angular frequency. So Z equal to under root R square plus omega L minus 1 upon omega C whole square, where Z is called impedance of LCR series circuit. And what is impedance? Impedance, it is defined as the total effective resistance offered by LCR series circuit. Now, we have to find out phase angle phi. So by this finding out this phase angle phi, we have to take some special cases. So let us see here. From the impedance triangle, we will find out the tan phi. And now you can see here in the impedance triangle, this is R and this one is XL minus XC. Then its hypotenuse, that becomes Z. So in this impedance triangle, find out the tan phi, and tan phi equal to perpendicular upon base. So that is XL minus XC upon R. So you can see here, this is XL minus XC upon R, or you can write in terms of angular frequency. Then tan phi equal to omega L minus 1 upon omega C. This is omega C. So further I can write it this one. So tan phi equal to omega L minus 1 upon omega C upon R. Now we take some special cases. The first special case, when XL greater than XC. Now we have three conditions. The one condition is that XL greater than XC, another condition XL less than XC, and the third condition XL equal to XC. So first case we take when XL greater than XC, or we can say that omega L greater than 1 upon omega C. So in that condition, what happens from this equation? You will get tan phi is positive. So phi is positive. If phi is positive, then its meaning is that the current lags behind the alternating EMF by the phase angle phi, and the LCR circuit is inductive dominated. So phi is positive means alternating EMF leads the alternating current by the phase angle phi, or alternating current lags behind the alternating EMF by the phase angle phi, and the LCR circuit is inductance dominated circuit. Similarly, we take second case when XL less than XC, that is omega L less than 1 upon omega C, then tan phi is negative. So phi is negative, then its meaning is that alternating current leads the alternating EMF by the phase angle phi, and the LCR circuit is capacitance dominated circuit. Or you can say that alternating EMF lags behind the alternating current by the phase angle phi. So both the statements are correct. At that time, the LCR circuit is capacitance dominated circuit. Now the third case is when XL equal to XC, that is omega L equal to 1 upon omega C, then tan phi equal to 0 or phi equal to 0. Its meaning is that alternating current and alternating EMF both are in same phase, and the impedance does not depend on frequency of the AC source. Then LCR circuit behaves like a pure resistive circuit. So this is about the special cases and how the LCR circuit behaves with respect to the phase relationship between alternating current and alternating EMF. Now we take some conceptual problems. The first problem, an inductor L of reactance XL is connected in series with a bulb B to an AC source, as you can see in the diagram. Explain briefly how does the brightness of the bulb change when number of turns of the inductor is reduced. And the second, a capacitor of capacitance Xc equal to XL is introduced in series in the same circuit. So you understand the concept or language of the question carefully, and then you apply the concept which you learn it, and then you solve these questions. So what in first question is saying, number of turns of the inductor is reduced. So when the number of turns of the inductor is reduced, then XL, that is inductive reactance, also gets reduced. If it gets reduced, then current becomes more and the brightness of the bulb glow up, means that increases. Let us see the answer. When the number of turns in the inductor is reduced, then self-inductance of the coil decreases. Therefore, impedance of the circuit that decreases and the current increases. Thus, the brightness of the bulb increases. Just I explained this one, and how the self-inductance of the coil decreases. So, as you already studied the formula, that is L equal to mu naught n square A upon L. So from here, L is directly proportional to n square. So number of turns, n, if your n is reducing, then what happens? Then L also gets reduced. And you know the formula, XL equal to omega L. So if L reduces, then XL also reduces. Then the impedance of the circuit decreases and the current increases. And the bulb glow up. So brightness of the bulb increases. Now the second case, a capacitor of reactance Xc equal to XL is introduced in the series in the same circuit. Then what happens? So if XL and Xc are equal, so in that condition, net reactance of the circuit that becomes zero. As you have studied, impedance is Z equal to under root R square plus XL minus Xc whole square. And Xc equal to XL, then net reactance, that is Xc minus XL or XL minus Xc, that becomes zero. So in the circuit you are getting the minimum impedance, that is Z equal to R, that is the resistance of the bulb. So the current becomes maximum, as a result of which the brightness of the bulb increases. So this is the explanation of this conceptual problem. Now the second one, an air core coil L and a bulb are connected in series to AC mains. The bulb glows with some brightness. How will the glow of bulb change if an iron rod is inserted in the coil? Give reason in support of your answer. You see that the similar diagram as of the previous problem. Here the inductor of inductance L is connected to a bulb along with a AC source. Now you understand the question, what the question is asking, and in the question it is mentioned that when air core coil connected to the bulb in series, then the bulb glow with some brightness. And what happens to the glow of the bulb when an iron rod is inserted in the coil? This coil, when an iron rod is inserted, then what happens on the glow of bulb? Give reason, right? So again, just I explain you. You see that already you have studied L equal to, that is inductance equal to mu naught n square A upon L. But this is the formula for air core coil. Now here the iron rod is inserted, then the medium comes, then this formula that becomes mu naught mu r. Mu r is the relative permeability, n square A upon L. So in that case we say that this L is L dash. So what happens? Then this L dash, that becomes mu r times of L, because mu naught n square A upon L is equal to L. So it means inductance of the coil increases. So if it increases, then the impedance of the circuit increases. If impedance of the circuit is increases, then current reduce, due to which the brightness of the bulb decreases. So let us see the answer. The answer is very clear. On inserting the iron rod in the coil, the inductance of the coil increases, as you see it. I explained. then XL increases. Obviously, when inductance increases, then inductive reactance increases, as a result of which impedance of the circuit also increases and the current decreases, hence the glow of the bulb decreases. Now we take another problem. When a circuit element X is connected across an AC source, a current of √2 ampere flows through it and the current is in phase with the applied voltage. Means current and voltage both are in the same phase. When another element Y is connected across the same AC source, the same current flows in the circuit but it leads to the voltage by pi by 2 radians. So understand the language. In the language of the question, it is very clear that in first part, the current and voltage both are in the same phase. And in second part, an element Y is connected across to the same AC source, same current flows, but the current leads the voltage by the phase angle pi by 2. And you have to identify these elements X and Y. So when both are in same phase, then obviously it is a resistor, and when the current leads to the voltage, it is capacitor. So you see that here X is resistance, or you say that resistor, because in X current and voltage both are in same phase, and Y is capacitor or capacitance because in Y current leads voltage by pi by 2. So basically they are asking the circuit element. So it is better to write X is resistor and Y is capacitor. But if you write resistance and capacitance, that is also correct. Now the second part, find the current that flows in the circuit when series combination of X and Y is connected across the same AC voltage. Means now X and Y, they are connected in series to the same source of the AC voltage. At that time you have to find out the current. So you see here the current in the resistor, that is that we have to calculate. Similarly in case of capacitor, but you see that the language what is saying, X and Y, they are connected in series to the same source of AC voltage. And in the first part of the question you see that when a circuit element X is connected across to the AC source, that is same AC source, then a current of √2 ampere that flows through it. So the current that is flowing through the resistor of resistance R is √2 ampere. And also you see that when the Y element is connected across same AC source, the same current, you can see that in the question, same current. So again in capacitor of capacitance, the current is √2 ampere. So from here we can find out the relation between R and XC. So you see that R equal to V upon IR, and IR is √2, so it becomes V upon √2. Similarly, XC equal to V upon IC because it is connected to the same AC source and the same current flows through it. So IC is √2 ampere. So again it becomes V upon √2. So from here you will get R equal to XC equal to V upon √2. Now X and Y elements, they are connected in series. So the impedance of the circuit, that is R equal to Z equal to under root R square plus XC square. Now you substitute here in place of R V upon √2, that becomes V square upon 2, plus similarly here V upon √2, that becomes V square upon 2, and then you solve it, you will get V. So current in RC circuit is I is equal to V upon Z. and Z is equal to V. So when you substitute in place of Z is V, and V get cancelled, then you will get current 1 ampere. So the current is 1 ampere when X and Y are connected in series to the same source of AC voltage. Now third part, plot a graph showing the variation of net impedance of this series combination of X and Y as a function of angular frequency omega of the applied voltage. Means you have to plot the graph between the net impedance, that is Z and omega, for this series combination. So same concept you have to apply of the impedance, that the impedance of the RC circuit Z equal to under root R square plus X square. Since this graph you have to plot as a function of angular frequency, so we have to write Xc in terms of angular frequency. So R square plus 1 upon omega c square. So by this equation, if Z decreases with increase of angular frequency omega, means as you increases the angular frequency, and Z, that is impedance of this RC circuit, decreases. And when omega equal to 0, at that time the impedance is infinite. And when omega is infinite, then at that time the impedance is equal to the resistance of the circuit. So by keeping this concept in the mind, you plot the graph and the graph comes like that. So when omega is 0, when omega is 0, at that time Z is infinite. So therefore here it is a gap. And as the omega increases, then the impedance decreases. And when omega is infinite, then Z equal to R. So this dotted line that is representing that omega is infinite, and at that time the impedance Z equal to R. So this is the graph between impedance and angular frequency for RC series combination as per question. So this question is also very important. Lot of concepts are there. Learn concept, apply the concept, understand, and check your answer. Another problem. Figure shows a light bulb B and iron core inductor connected to a DC battery through a switch S. You can see the diagram. Here it is a switch S. This is bulb. This is inductor of inductance L. Now first part. What will one observe when the switch S is closed? Remember it. This is a DC source. So when the switch is closed, then what happens? Then a DC current starts flowing. And as you know that XL equal to omega L, and which is equal to 2 pi FL. So XL here for DC, that becomes 0, because for DC F equal to 0. Already I explained, I just remind your memory. So for DC, that is direct current, frequency is 0, that's why XL equal to 0. If XL 0, then impedance that becomes very less. So impedance of this circuit decreases. So current increases. So brightness of the bulb increases. So you let us see the answer. When the switch S is closed, the brightness of the bulb increases because inductor opposes the rise of current in the circuit and becomes constant. So that is one reason. Another mathematically I explained that one, and that is written in language. So second part we take here. How will the glow of the bulb change when the battery is replaced by an AC source of RMS voltage equal to the voltage of DC battery? So whatever the voltage of the DC battery is here, and that we have to replace it by a AC source. Now we replace by AC source of the same DC voltage. Then what happens? When the battery is replaced by the AC source, then the inductor offers the reactance, because in that case this F is not 0, because in case of the for AC there is a some finite value of frequency, that is F is having some finite value. If we talk about India, then it is 50 hertz. So it means it offers the reactance to the flow of current. So impedance of the circuit increases, as a result of which current decreases and the brightness of the bulb also becomes less, that decreases. So again it is a very nice question, concept based question. So you have to learn the concept and then you apply such type of the problems so that your concept becomes more and more clear. If you like my video, then like it, subscribe, press the bell icon, stay safe, stay healthy, learn physics through my YouTube channel by staying at home. Thank you and have a nice day.